Now, I'm going to be tying basically a Lite Brite buzzer. Now I tie these many colour combinations. This is basically just an olive and black version. This is it tied on a curved hook. Now I'm going to tie it in a straight hook. It's entirely up to yourself what one you use. The curved hook, depending on the style, you can mainly, I prefer to hang them on a curved hook, whereas in a straight hook you can actually tweak them back, do what you like, twitch them back, whatever you want to call it. But and again, you can leave them. You can actually on the hang, they'll still take the midge quite easily on a straight hook. Now it's a very simple flag to tie. Basically, I've only got three materials. The thread is the UTC thread. This one here, it's it's a 70 in black. It's a flat thread. It's ideal for buzzers. For the rib of the fly, I'm going to be using the dyed olive Uniflex, Flexi Floss, Super Stretch Floss, whatever you call it. Much, it's all the same really. That's an olive version. For the Wingbuds, I'm going to be using, you could use an angel hair, a Lite Brite. It's up to yourself. There's quite a few out there. This is just a pearl and gold blend, as you can see. More pearl than gold, but the gold is there. You can blend your own, you can mix your own. Now, hook, as I say, it's up to yourself whether it's on a curved or a straight. This is the competition heavyweight, size 10. It's a black nickel version, which is very popular nowadays. So what we do is we start with thread at the eye, quickly run down about a third of the way, and then remove the waste. We've got our olive floss, Flexi Floss. Originally called Flexi Floss, so it's basically, I've mainly always called it that. With the flat thread, you may have to spin it to get it flat. Anti-clockwise will do that. We take it down, then we start to come back up. If we want to form some sort of taper a wee bit better, we can come down, flatten it, just spin it again. About 2/3 of the way, spreading the thread and then come back up. We'll leave this small tail here just now, and then we rib the fly. So we start at the back tight, 3 or 4 turns, and then we start to loosen off slightly. That gives you a segmented body and the taper that you're looking for. Now, Super Stretch Floss, the Flexi Floss, will stretch twice its length. So if we trim this halfway up the thorax, both ends, we should be able to wind up nice and tight. It'll stretch towards the eye and give you a nice even base of thread all the way towards the eye. And we come back down about the head length. Now I've got a few strands, as you can see, of the Lite Brite. So what I do is I moisten it. Use your fingers, but moisten your fingers and run it through. That will straighten it and hold it together. Makes it easier to work with. Then we fold this round the thread about 1 inch, slide it up underneath, and then work towards the body. Straight down. Just going to spin this bobbin just to flatten the thread a wee bit. Take it to the floss. You can let it go, and then we can build up the thorax a bit. Just see what it's looking like. Kind of about as heavy as you want, as thin as you want. It's up to you. Take it all the way up to there again, and then come back down about, say, a head length again. So then what you do is you bring the long end and the short end on top. Just like that. Just a wee quick look to see how it's sitting. What I like to do is pinch it. Basically, what I'm doing is here, if it's quite hard to actually show you, I'm slightly catching it but pushing it on the top. And then pinch and loop, nice and tight. A couple of turns, just to see how it's sitting. Get a nice shape of the wing buds. Now to trim this, what I'd like to do is I'd lift it up and do a couple of turns in front. Oops. Not onto the material, just basically what it does is it's lifting the fibres up and away from the eye. It's so that I can then get a decent, trim it very close. If you can see that, you get a very neat cut. And then what you do is you just I like to build the head up, so just tidy this area using the thread. When you're happy, then you can whip finish. And there we are. So you get a really neat, you can see the Wingbuds, you just rub my nail underneath. A nice step at the back, you can see, catches the light really well. Now you can colour that to suit yourself. Now I'm just using a Sharpie pen, an orange Sharpie pen. And what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to go right to the very top, 2/3 of the way up, and then colour it. You'll see how it changes the look. Now, if you ever look closely at Midge and they're coming off, the Wingbuds throw the light very like that, and that's why it works so well. I mean, it's a simple dressing. I usually tie quite a few, allow this to dry, and then you can either 3 or 4 coats of varnish, super glue, a couple of coats of varnish. You can use a UV resin, coat of varnish. It's entirely up to yourself how you actually coat the midge. It's up to yourself. And basically what I usually do is highlight the head and the Wingbuds once this is dry, and then I coat the fly with 2 coats of varnish, and that's it, finished. So we'll wait till that dries. Now I'm going to apply the resin. Now the one I'm using, this is the fully milled version. It's the glass UV. As I say, there's many out there. This is just one. What I'm doing here is just, I've got a wee sort of hanky here. I want it, no bubbles in it. So I'm starting it off. So just a wee drop at the top. And then I'm just going to run it, rotate the vise as you can see, and bring it round. And this will highlight the Wingbuds in the head. Now, just checking the amount. I don't want too much. I want it to soak in to the actual Lite Brite so that it stands out. So I'm just taking any excess. And once you're happy with the shape, which I am, you can then set the resin. Just take your time. I like to give this, I like to give the resins a good 10-15 seconds or so. This is a heavy resin, so I'm more likely to do that with that than a light. You can always tap it with the back of your nail, just to see, make sure the resin's set. Now, I just need a wee touch more on my side, or your side, sorry. Taking just a wee touch too much off. You want the light to come through the cheeks. Now, you can see it's a wee bit better balanced now. And then it's just a matter of varnishing the fly. Now you put your varnish on, I'm using a Vineyard clear varnish. Basically it'll fill up these segments, but when it dries it'll shrink, and then you'll get the segments. So don't put too much on. Now, I always put the varnish into a bottle with a brush, so I like to apply the varnish. You get an even spread of the varnish if you use the brush. And then when I brush it onto the body, I brush up the way towards the thorax. And there we are. And that there's your olive Lite Brite. Just to get a better view of how the Wingbuds look. Put on this light so you can see how it reflects the better. And there we are. So another coat of varnish and that's it, finished. And that's your Lite Brite buzzer.